What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we are checking out one of the latest robot vacuums from Ecovacs. The one that we are checking out today is called the T10 Omni, and when it comes to robot vacuums this is pretty much at the top of the line. This is a vacuum that does it all. It vacuums, it mops, it also self-empties the dustbin, it washes the mop brushes, it recharges by itself. So this is a vacuum that does it absolutely all. Now you're only seeing the actual robot vacuum on my desk here, but there is also a docking station that comes with this unit. However, the docking station is just too big for my desk, so I cannot fit that on my desk as well. But yes, the docking station does play an important part in the overall cleaning experience that you're gonna get from the T10 Omni. So at the top here we have the LiDAR navigation module. This vacuum will map out your entire house. It knows exactly where it's been, it knows exactly where it has to go, and it can also go back to the docking station. So the vacuum will go back to the docking station for a variety of reasons. First of all, if it's done a cleaning cycle, it will go back to the docking station to recharge. When it gets to the docking station, it will also empty its dustbin. So if we remove this cover here, we can also see the dustbin. So the dust filter is also located here, and this can also be removed. You can clean this manually if you want, and you can also clean that dust filter as well. But when the vacuum is back at the docking station, it will self-empty itself out. So the docking station does have a dust bag in there, so you're not gonna have to clean this for like 2 or 3 months, depending how dirty your house is or how clean your house is, because it may go more than 2 or 3 months. This will also go back to the docking station if it's running low on power during a cleaning cycle. So let's say that you have this massive house and it cannot finish a cleaning cycle on one charge. Well, it will go back to the docking station, it will recharge, and then will complete that cleaning cycle. Now, according to the manufacturer, you can get about 150 minutes of cleaning time on one charge. For my place here, because I don't have the biggest place, the vacuum can finish everything at the maximum suction power in about 40 minutes. But it really depends how big your house is. But for my house here, the vacuum never has to go back and recharge to complete a cleaning cycle. The other reason why the vacuum would go back to the docking station is in order to wash the mop brushes. So this vacuum can also mop, but this is real mopping, not like the fake mopping that we see on a lot of other robot vacuums. So at the bottom of the vacuum we have these two mopping brushes that are constantly spinning, and the vacuum will go back to the docking station and wash these every so often. You can also select from the app how wet or how dry these should be whenever the vacuum goes mopping. Now, also important to mention, if you do have carpets and hard floors, the vacuum will not go over carpets when it's mopping. So the front of the vacuum goes over the carpet, then the vacuum kind of figures out that it's carpet and it does not go and mop the carpet. Very important. I had other vacuums in the past that kind of go and mop the carpet as well, but this is not the case with this one. So this one will not go over carpets and mop. So the docking station has two water bins, one for clean water, so the docking station will use that clean water whenever it's washing the mop brushes, and whenever it's done washing the mop brushes, it will take that dirty water and put it in the second bin that's meant for the dirty water. You're also gonna have to empty that dirty water container after a mopping cycle. And if you look at that water that comes out, well, the water is pretty brown. Now, I guess it really depends how clean your house is. Maybe my house wasn't the cleanest out there, but it will depend how clean or dirty your house is. But yes, you do have to empty that container of the dirty water. I left mine on for a few days and then it kind of smells funny when you open it. So you always should empty that whenever it's done. When the vacuum is also done a mopping cycle, so the brushes are basically sitting inside the docking station there, we'll use hot air to dry these out. So these will be dry in about 2 hours from the time the vacuum is done a mopping cycle. Okay, so taking a quick look at the vacuum itself. So the top side is removable as you've seen earlier, and underneath that we have the dustbin and the dust filter. So on the front here we have the bumper. Most robot vacuums have a bumper like this. This one also has a rubber strip at the bottom here, so even if it touches furniture, it's not gonna damage that. We have some sensors on the sides here, and then on the front here we have some more sensors and the camera. So with that camera, through the app, you can actually see what the vacuum is seeing throughout your house. You can actually manually drive the robot vacuum throughout your house and just see everything that the vacuum sees. And you can also have two-way communication through the robot vacuum itself, through that camera, because we do have the camera. This setup on the front here, it's also used for obstacle avoidance. So if you leave some socks on the floor, if you leave some small toys, the vacuum will see all that and it will avoid all that. With a lot of other robot vacuums, they kind of go over everything that's on the floor. Well, that's not the case with this one. So this one will avoid obstacles on the floor. So if you leave something on the floor by mistake, it will avoid it. On the back of the vacuum, we have the charging connectors. We may have some more sensors in there, and this is where the vacuum self-empties the dustbin by itself. And moving to the bottom, well, at the bottom here, you can attach the mopping brushes. These stay in place with magnets basically, so you can put these on or you can take them off. It's very easy to do. You basically pull on them and they come off. We have the main brush here. The main brush here kind of moves up and down, so it depends if it goes over carpets or if it goes over hard floors. That will kind of move, so it's as close as possible to the ground. You're also gonna have to clean this every so often depending on your home situation. At my house there is a lot of hair on the floor, so there is a lot of hair that I have to clean from that main brush every so often. Then we have the side brushes here. You can also remove these, and of course these will catch some hair as well depending on your home situation there. And then we also have a variety of sensors. So as I mentioned earlier, this will not go over carpets if it's mopping. And those sensors are also used so the vacuum doesn't fall from the stairs or something like that. So even if I would put it on the table here, it will just go around, but it's not gonna fall off the desk because it has all those sensors. And of course we have the wheels here that move up and down, and the vacuum can easily go over carpets as well. The suction power on the T10 Omni is also pretty good, so it doesn't matter if the vacuum is going over carpets or if it's going over hard floors, it will pick up everything from the floor on the first run. The same goes for the mopping brushes, so because those are spinning very fast, they're also wet, it will clean everything on the floor. So if you've spilled some coffee or something like that, it will pick and clean that from the floor. And then the mopping brushes, of course, will be cleaned whenever the vacuum goes back to the docking station to wash those brushes. In order to use this robot vacuum, you're also going to have to install an app on your smartphone or tablet. The app is called the Ecovacs Home app, and it is available for iOS and Android, so you're going to be able to use that app on pretty much any device. Once you install the app and you pair the robot to the app, it takes about 3 minutes to do that. Basically, the robot vacuum is connected to your home's Wi-Fi network, and you can control everything about the vacuum right from the app. So, for example, this robot vacuum also supports voice commands. You can also connect this with Alexa. So if you have like an Alexa speaker, that can also control the vacuum. But it also has its own voice commands. I'm just gonna give you a quick example. Keep in mind that it will get a bit loud, but I'll stop it soon enough. So check this out. Okay, Eco.
I'm here.
Start cleaning.
Okay.
Okay, Eco. Pause.
Cleaning paused.
So yes, it does support voice commands, so you don't necessarily have to open the app every time you want to do something with the robot. From the app here, you also have access to all the settings for the vacuum, and you can pretty much change everything about a cleaning cycle, for example. So you can select what suction power it should have. So for example, let's say that you're at home and you want the vacuum to go vacuuming, but you don't want the extra noise. You can set the suction power to low, and then the vacuum is not gonna make that much noise. But pretty much everything is customizable about this vacuum. If you go to work at 9 a.m., for example, you can set a schedule and the vacuum will start cleaning whenever you're not home. And whenever it's done, of course, it will go back to that docking station. So everything about this vacuum is pretty much customizable from the app. So there you have it. This was a super quick look at the Ecovacs T10 Omni, one of the best vacuums that I got to try up until now. A vacuum that pretty much does it all. It self-empties the dustbin, it washes those brushes by itself, it has plenty of suction power, the battery life on it is really good. I love the navigation system because the vacuum never gets lost, it doesn't go over objects because of that obstacle avoidance. So if you're looking for a new vacuum that's better than most other vacuums out there, definitely check out the Ecovacs T10 Omni. Alright guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.